Hello, viewers. Welcome to the Insurance and Investment Podcast. My name is Douglas, your partner in insurance and investment. And as we promised that I would be having this podcast, which is weekly. Every week we are going to be talking about everything insurance, everything investment, anything that is in this landscape of insurance. You are going to be getting it here on this channel. So please don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, but I'm not alone. As I promised you, as we talked the other day, I'm here with a big man, Mr. Edmund Tumwesiga. He has, I think, Edmund, you have really a big story to tell the people on this podcast.
Yeah, definitely, Douglas. I have a lot to share. It's wonderful. It's a good feeling to be here. I am excited, and I'm very, 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 very excited and looking forward to have very good and educative talks about this monster called insurance.
We are going to be really engaging you, and feel free, our viewers, to put your thought in the comment section. We are going to be answering any questions that you have on this podcast live. We'll be doing it. So make sure that the next week you tune in so that you receive an answer to your question that you ask in the comment section. So without wasting time, today we are going to be looking at, we want to understand the monster, as Edmund said, the monster, life assurance. We want to understand it. What is it? What does it do? How does it help you? Today we want to exhaust it and we try to give you a proper understanding of this thing. Edmund, life insurance or life assurance, some people it can confuse them. But how can we make it simpler for them to understand?
Exactly. Thank you, Douglas. Now, what we need to really explain to our viewers is what life assurance means. What does it mean to have a life assurance policy? You know, many times you just find an individual, you say, can I talk to you? Do you have a life policy? And the answer that you receive is yes, I have, I have a medical insurance.
In fact, even before they tell you I have a medical insurance, I have insurance already. By the time you find out, it is medical.
It is medical insurance. Just a different kind of an arrangement, different from a life insurance policy. Now, for starters, Douglas, a life assurance policy is simply, a contract between a life insured person or a policy holder with an insurance company in promise to compensate or pay in the event that a risk has happened. And in this case, of course, when we talk about life assurance, we mean those main risks that are part of our life.
People, by the way, don't fear risks. Some of them, they don't fear risks. But there are those that we are sure that they will happen. And I think those are the risks that that life assurance covers.
Exactly. And we know, of course, when we talk about life assurance, we basically mean the risks that will happen, because they are fundamental ones. If you talk about death, of course, all of us will die.
Yeah, at a certain point.
Exactly.
The only thing we are not sure is when. But something that we are certain is death is going to happen.
Exactly. When we talk about old age has also a risk in our setup, it means that all of us, me and you, will reach a time when we have grown old.
Yeah.
The things we are doing now, we might not be able to do. When you clock 70 years, you are a serious citizen. You are an old fella. You get it. So it becomes a challenge that if you don't plan now, you are not only a risk to yourself, but even to the society. So those are the things that life assurance addresses. Death, disability, incapacitation, old age, and specifically, we have products or policies that address those risks, and then you'd be sure and you tell your colleague that I have a life assurance policy.
Policy. Yeah. In other words, it's like a safety net that is going to give you this protection when you are falling down
Exactly.
or when you have fallen.
Exactly.
If in case you are not there, what are you leaving for your family? What
Exactly.
legacy in terms of even the financial legacy? Or what are you leaving behind for them? It really becomes very challenging, Edmund, when a family has lost someone, and then you find there are a lot of arguments now. Who's going to take care of the kids? Who's going to finance this project that the person was doing?
Yes.
I've on my village, you see a very beautiful house, but it got stuck somewhere
Yeah.
for very many years. And when you ask the owner who was building it,
Passed away.
passed away.
And you know, there's what they call premature death.
Yes.
Definitely, there is no death that has matured. But premature in our normal setup means that, you know, you've passed away when you still have a lot of things to accomplish. When your children are still going to school, when you're still constructing that house, like you're saying, when you're still, you know, you haven't yet entered your house, you're still renting, because it is everyone's dream to live a certain kind of life.
Yeah.
So we are all in that transition. So to avoid all those things, someone must be thinking, how am I able to guarantee a life of continuity, when I am not
living the same lifestyle that your family is able to live the same lifestyle even when you are not there.
Perfect.
But right now, Edmund, are you aware that people are very struggling, that even when they spend even like a week at home without working, those who started taking milk, then in the morning you find out they are giving the kids black tea. Just only a week.
Yeah.
But now how about this? We are talking about a lifetime. When you are no longer there, now it's the kids, it's these people who are benefiting from your income.
It
who are
is
there.
very, very, very challenging.
Very challenging.
I can tell you, especially now that we are used to this setup of waking up every day, you're going to work, you're sure of an income. Any slight mistake where your income is uninterrupted, or where your income is interrupted, it means that you are going to find it very hard.
Very hard.
It becomes hard. You start struggling. You start, you know. So that's why we would like to reach out to people. We would like to pass a good message so that people can understand that where we are heading now, you must be able to plan.
Now, a life insurance policy, Edmund, in any case, to an individual, how do you think it can help them? How do you think it can?
Now, there are so many benefits of a life assurance policy. When we talk about benefits and we explain really what does it benefit someone to have a life insurance policy, we'll look at those benefits. One, to you as an individual,
Yes.
to the community where you are, even to the nation.
Yeah.
So we can start with benefits of you as an individual to have that life policy. I think the number one and the most important one is that you have a peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Edmund, ekyo kikulu nnyo because
there is no way you can be there and work and even do so many things when your mind is not settled.
pressure can be too
A
much.
peace of mind will come through when you have a life policy. At least you have a backfall position.
Yes.
I am working, but I am so sure just in case something happens,
Yeah.
my family has something to start from.
My kids will still study and finish.
Exactly.
Will still study and finish university.
Yeah, so that's number one. Number two is that it acts as a mechanism for saving for future plans. We've got life insurance policies that basically give you an opportunity to save for something that you'd want to achieve in future, for your personal development. So you're very aware that saving has not been a very good culture in Africa. Yeah, so when there's this vehicle, when an insurance company says, we can walk with you throughout this journey, the next 5 years, maybe I want to buy a piece of land. In the next 5 years, I want to build a house, and then an insurance company gives you that platform to save with a very high discipline.
Yes.
That is a very huge benefit.
Yeah, because as you've said, the discipline, the financial discipline part, it is very challenging for very many people. You find people are earning some good money, but excuses are always coming up. Issues are always rising. Eh? I have issues. You've collected some little money, then someone comes, there's an issue at home, there's an issue in the family, someone who wants to borrow to borrow them some money. So it becomes very challenging in that way. And if you don't have a plan like that, whereby you are going to be saving, what we can we call it forcefully?
Because ideally, you see, when we agree that you're going to be saving for a certain period, and you'll be saving a specific amount of money, would like that money to come through religiously. Just like how we pay tithe. Do you pay tithe?
Yeah, I do.
Every single month, when you are paying tithe,
yes,
that is how it should be. So that you, before you spend your money, we were able to pick that amount of money that you're saving, and it goes to a life assurance office. And we even make it easy, because sometimes we don't allow that money to enter your pocket.
Yeah.
We have an arrangement where as soon as you're paid, we have a direct debit. It goes straight to your policy,
from your account to the company account.
Exactly.
So it becomes very easy for you to
very easy, because once money has reached your pocket, picking it will be a challenge.
Yeah.
But at least when it is still there, you don't feel an impact. For the last 15 years, I think I've been able to interact with so many people, and someone tells you, "Oh, I didn't know time was very short."
Yeah.
My policy has matured.
matured.
I wish I did more money.
Yeah.
It's because of the mechanism that we use, where we can deduct a specific amount of money before you even touch it. And what I also want to tell you, Douglas, is, are you aware that if today they tell you you're going to earn 2 million, you will survive? If you wake up another day and they tell you you're going to earn 14 million, you will still survive. So saving is not in terms of how much money I earn. It is basically a discipline that you can develop, and then you make your life easier in future.
True.
Yes.
And now, by the way, it is not only, as Edmund said, it is not only helping you as an individual, but also the community. Now, as a community, you are not a burden to the community that you are in.
Exactly.
In fact, what gives you the assurance that when you are not there, the community or your relative is going to take care of your children, of their children, and then also take care of your own children.
Okay.
What gives you that assurance?
So that, Douglas, becomes another importance of a life assurance policy, that you relieve that burden to the community, that if you have a life insurance policy and tomorrow you're not there, you're the breadwinner, the resources of the community are safe.
Yeah, they are safe.
Your siblings are okay. They know where they need to start from. So that becomes another advantage. Now, the fifth advantage, because that's number 4, is that it acts as a stream of income at old age through annuities. You've heard of so many people that even retire and they don't have anything.
They fear to retire even.
Yes.
Even before they fear they die in the offices.
I am telling you, people do not want to retire because they are not so sure of how they will survive.
They are retiring to poverty.
Exactly. So when you have a life insurance policy, you can have an arrangement.
Yeah.
When you retire, you are able to receive a certain amount of money through annuities at the end of every month. In other words, you receive a sort of like a salary, and there you live a comfortable life.
Live a comfortable life. You're not bothering your children. You're not bothering your grandchildren.
Exactly.
You become a good judge. In fact, your grandkids will want to come home and have fun with you. But when you don't have any plan, ideally, kids will fear to come. They will say, jaja na ya tsumbu wasaba nyo sente.
They won't come. You know what used to happen in the old society, like we discussed before. There was a sort of a form of insurance, because communities have always come together. So that's why if one child was educated in a society, the entire village would benefit. You are not a child of your father and your mother, but an entire village child.
Yes.
So now, even when calamity would befall, the entire society would be concerned.
Sure.
So now, these things have died. You are alone here in Kampala.
You are alone.
You know, you've heard of things like Muno Mukabi, Tweziche. Those were sort of insurance, you know.
Our villages.
Exactly. So the explanation about you not being a challenge to the society is very well explained in that setup. So when you have a life policy, it actually means that you are not a burden.
You are not a burden
to the community.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, I also wanted to mention number 7, I think, to the benefits of a life assurance policy, that it also, in some cases, can act as collateral security.
Yeah, by the way,
security to get credit.
To get credit, to get a loan, to do one. Yeah.
You have a policy somewhere, and it has a specific amount of money, and someone can use it to give you money.
Yeah. It is a very good assurance, by the way, because they are not scared that in case you die, they are going to take your property.
Because there's already your money there.
Exactly.
You've been saving for the last 7 years. Probably your policy has maybe about 6 months mature, and you have an urgent need. So what happens? You just say, guys, give me money. When my policy matures, I'll pay you. It is very easy.
You can take that policy document to the bank. They will give you money. They will give you money. Take it to any person, anywhere. They will give you money. And I've also seen some of my clients who ask me for the statement, for their policy statement, or even the policy document to go and get a visa. You can imagine.
Yes.
When they are applying for visas, to the US, to the UK.
Yes.
They use these things.
Yes, because you see, the money is yours.
Yeah.
In other words, you're showing them that, look, here, guys, I have a lot to lose. If I go there, I don't want to stay there. If I'm going for a visa, I'll come back.
I have a life insurance policy that is running.
I have the capacity to even look after myself. If I have been able to save for this period, it means I can sponsor my trip, and then I'll come back. Yes.
That's true.
Yes, and the other benefit, I don't know which number it is now, we have the education insurance plan that basically, guarantees the education of your child.
Yeah.
We've had so many cases where people pass on. The child was here in Kampala, and then all of a sudden, the child goes back deep in your village in Kashari Primary School. The child was here in Kampala parents. That kind of, life adjustment is not called for. When you have an education insurance plan, you have guaranteed the continuity of your child.
COVID really taught us a lot, Edmund. Even now, sometimes when I'm at office, you look at a mom, a grandmother coming in with the kids.
Yeah.
And then, really, you can't imagine. Up to now, we are paying a lot of claims because of what happened during COVID. So to some families now, you can imagine those who didn't have a life insurance policy, an education plan in particular, what their children are going through.
Definitely, life is difficult.
It's very difficult.
It's very difficult.
Very difficult. So it is very important, very prudent for you to get a life insurance policy, an education plan. It is going to guarantee the future education of your child.
Exactly.
And we have those plans, isn't it?
They are very available. And the
available.
interesting thing, Douglas, is you see for a child who is growing, there is no time. The child will not wait for you to first settle.
No.
And you get money. It means when you produce a child, definitely you must plan for their school fees.
Exactly. You have. In fact, in some countries, there's recently, I was watching something, and then the child asked, "Mom, did you save for my college?" And
then the mother is,
I did that. I I saved for you some money, so don't worry about college, you'll go. So now, if we can have that mentality, if our kids, by the way, kids of nowadays, they can ask you a question.
Yeah.
They can ask you a question and you feel, should I beat them?
And
but they are right.
They are right. They are right, because actually there's been this discussion that school fees should never be an emergency.
Yes.
That you coming to start running up and down when it is time to pay school fees is a kind of sort of like not being responsible.
Yeah.
And people keep saying, such talks people are mean. But it is normal. It is normal. I think
it shouldn't be because
yeah.
we used to have a headmaster who used to tell us, if you think education is expensive, you try ignorance.
Exactly, there's that saying. so what it actually means is that the day I produce a child in this world, I do not even need to ask anyone, but to know that this child is my responsibility. Among the so many things, this child must live. I should probably have his health insurance,
Yeah.
but this child must go to school.
Yeah.
Now, it shouldn't be an emergency at any one point that I'm coming to you, Douglas, and saying, you know what? I don't have, because you see, I am in a situation where I knew what would follow up. So people think you're becoming mean when they come to you and you tell them why you thought why would you have a child and you cannot handle.
And also, Edmund, you see, we are growing old. We talked about old age.
Yes.
This is a risk that we cannot run away from. But you can imagine we are clicking 50s. You click 50s. Kids are still demanding school fees. And ideally, you're still selling property. You're still going into rent.
Yes.
These things should not happen in this day and age.
Just like I told you, the society had its own form of insurance.
Yeah.
If a child, in fact, there are so many of our parents, you hear stories who say, my father was not able to educate me, but my uncle picked me up. I went to school because I had an uncle who paid school fees for me, which is very rare these days. So that was a form of, insurance that African traditional society came up with. Now, we are in an era of where there's a father, a mother, and the children. The traditional family, which we know as the extended family, is not there.
Yeah.
So this is serious when we are talking about these things. People should think through it.
I think people think it is a luxury. I don't think it is a luxury. Life insurance is no longer a luxury.
It's not.
It's no longer for only the rich. But as long as you are earning and you have a responsibility, you have people that you are taking care of, ideally it is very important to have a life insurance policy.
It is not, Douglas, a luxury, and more important. In fact, these days, when you have gone to bury a colleague, a friend, and then they are saying this person left some children and all that. Of course, friends will say a lot.
Yeah.
They will promise. Others will just, do some bit of, show up there and there and say, come to my office. You should never lack. I watched the recent video. Someone said, as long as I'm living, you should never lack. But let me tell you, those words will stop there.
Stop there.
It is only a life insurance policy, Douglas, that will guarantee
and
this child goes to school.
Exactly. And we have seen these things, Edmund. Property, you can say I have property, I have rentals, I have a forest, I have a farm. We have seen these things.
Yeah.
When you are no longer in the picture, a lot is going to change. It is going to change. But the life insurance policy is something they cannot take away from your child.
No, they can't. Because
no one can take away that from your child.
Yes.
So the family can go in other issues, can have other issues, but not school fees issue. When it comes to having an education plan for your child, it is not going to be bad. So, how about the government? How is the government benefiting from this whole thing?
The benefits of a life insurance policy are so many. so many we can't even exhaust them.
Sure,
eh?
there are many.
Yeah, but of course, I wanted also to explain that it can also act as an income replacement in cases where sometimes someone is not able to work as a result of an accident and all that. That time when you're not able to work and yet there is a life insurance policy, the money can come in handy. It comes in when you really need it. Yes, like you're saying, we've discussed the importance of life policies to the community, of not being a burden.
Yeah.
But then it is also a mechanism for poverty.
Yeah.
What we used to study, you are basically fighting poverty.
Yeah.
And when you fight poverty, you are no longer a challenge to yourself and also to the community.
Exactly. And I think, Edmund, we should, on that point, we'll organize another podcast where we'll talk about how a life insurance policy can help you build wealth, how it can help you build your financial legacy.
That would be an interesting...
Yeah, we'll have it. So stay tuned, our viewers.
That would be a very interesting question. What you asked about the economy, of course, we know life offices collect what we call premiums.
Yes.
So those monthly premiums that we collect are able, they act as, a way of raising capital. We are able to invest in money markets. We are able to build the economy, and
taxes, of course.
Yes, and it's money that the company, the economy needs.
Yeah.
Of course, we also pay taxes to government because you see, these life offices also contribute, and they pay a lot of money to government.
They chop us money, us.
I can tell you, it is interesting. We are serious nation builder.
Yeah, they chop our money every month.
Yes, but also most importantly, to the government and the economy is that these also life offices have also employed people.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, we have a number of colleagues who are doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
We have underwriters, we have sales people, we have
us now.
Yes.
Where would we be?
Yes. If assuming there was no insurance.
Yes, assuming there was no insurance.
I don't know where you would be.
I think I would be MTMB probably.
Selling goats and cows.
Either I would be at the farm.
So the benefits are basically so many that we cannot even exhaust some of them. And when you realize that, for example, now the economy and what is happening, any source of a small money that comes through to this government, it contributes a lot. So we have also built roads.
Sure.
We have contributed on these schools that you see
lot,
around.
and the premiums are too much that are being collected, and hence the taxes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. You're right.
So we want to thank you, our viewers, for tuning in. Thank you for watching wherever you're watching us from. Feel free to tell us where you are located, and any questions that you'd be having in regard to the topic today. We are trying to understand life insurance. We want to know what it is exactly, what you should know, and how it can benefit you as an individual, also to your family, to the community that you are in. It is quite a lot that we can do when you have a life insurance policy. So for today's episode, we want to stop it here. But we request you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also comment, give us your thoughts about the topic today and what you'd want us to talk about, or in case you have any questions, please let them come through. We'll be able to address them. If you have any issues, please hit that WhatsApp button, and you can also get more information on life insurance by visiting my website, www.douglasyourinsurancepartner.com. All the information is there. You'll be able to read, and if you want to enroll, it is also a good way how you can enroll. So stay tuned and see you in the next one.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Cheers.